Boys, who's there?
George Jackson, sir.
What do you want?
I don't want nothing, sir. I only want to go along by, but the dogs won't let me.
What are you prowling around here this time of night for, hey?
I weren't prowling around, sir. I fell overboard off the steamboat.
Oh, you did you? What did you say your name was?
George Jackson, sir. I'm only a boy.
Look, if you're telling the truth, you needn't be afraid. Nobody will hurt you. Wait a minute. Tom, Bob, Betsy, fetch the guns and be prepared. Now, George Jackson, do you know the Shepherdsons?
No, sir. I've never heard of them.
Well then, now come slow. Push the door open yourself, just enough to squeeze in.
Come in, boy. Let us look at you.
Why, he ain't a Shepherdson. There ain't no Shepherdson about him.
Why, bless you, Saul. The poor thing's as wet as can be. Buck, take this little stranger and get the wet clothes off him and dress him up in some of yours that's dry.
Ain't no Shepherdsons around?
They said no. 'Twas a false alarm.
Well, if they'd have been some, I reckon I would have gotten one. Why, what's your name?
George Jack.
Oh, well, about a day before yesterday, I catched a blue jay and a young rabbit in the woods, and it was a ton of fun.
Sounds like it would be.
Yup, but get this. Where was Moses when the candle went out?
I don't know. I hadn't heard about it before.
Well, guess.
How am I going to guess when I never heard of it till before?
You can guess, can't you? It's just as easy.
Which candle?
Why? Any candle.
I don't know where he was. Where was he?
Why, in the dark. That's where he was.
Well, if you know where he was, what did you ask for?
Why blame it? It's a riddle, don't you see? Say, how long are you going to stay here? You've got to stay always. We could have booming times. We could go to the river with my dog and bring out chips that we'd throw in the river. We could comb up Sundays, and all that kind of foolishness. You got to stay with me, George.
If you'll come down into the swamp, I'll show you a whole stack of water moccasins.
All right, chart ahead.
Come on, follow me. You shove right into just a few steps. That's where they is. I seen 'em before. I don't need to see 'em no more.
Jim, it's you.
Huck, I swam along behind you last night and heard y'all yell every time, but didn't answer because I didn't want nobody to pick me up into slavery again. I got hurt a little and couldn't swim fast, so I was a considerable ways behind you towards the last. When you landed, I reckon I could catch up with you on the land without having to shout at you, but when I sees that house, I begin to go slow.
It's all good, Jim. We're back together now.
Yeah, and some of the niggers come along going to the fields, and they truck me and showed me this place, and they brings me truck to eat every night and tells me how's you getting along again.
Why didn't you tell me my Jack to fetch here sooner, Jim?
Well, 'twarn't no use to disturb you, Huck. Tell we couldn't do something, but we're all right now. I've been buying pots and pans and victuals. I got a chance in patching up the raft.
What raft, Jim?
Our old raft.
You mean to say our old raft? What wasn't smashed? All the fenders?
No, she weren't. She was tore up a good deal. One of them was hers, but they weren't no great harm done. Well, I'm mighty glad to get you back again, honey. Let's get going.
I feel mighty free and easy and comfortable on a raft. It's nice to be back with you.